It feels good to be back at home. Long trip, of course. This seems like it was 2 days ago, but it's been almost a week now. Good to be back, though. I thought our guys just played really well, played hard throughout just the duration of the game. Especially, a lot of people are hearing a lot of the noise and chatter going into a game like that, what people didn't think was meaningful. But every time we take the field, anything we do from a football standpoint is definitely meaningful. Got to give a shout out to our O-line. As always, just want to congratulate them on not only a great game, but, we had 3 guys, Pro Bowlers, giving us the ability to have a guy behind them, make the Pro Bowl with Ja and David in the alternate, and also got to show love to Saint out wide. Just really looking forward to this weekend. We're geared up and ready to go. It's just we're focused on the details of our preparation right now. And I'm also focused. I can't help but be focused on, with our crowd and with our fans and the energy that they're going to bring this week. I was just talking to someone a little bit ago about, the energy in the first playoff game. The juice that it provided our players, and our players noticed that. So we're looking forward to being able to play this game at home.
You have to run it every week, obviously, but some inefficient games there with the run game leading into San Francisco. How much do you feel like that maybe was a get-right game for the entire operation?
I just think that our details, what we talked about a couple of times, our details, you could see them showing up early in the game, and everybody being collectively on the same page, whether it been our wideouts, our tight ends, our line, and then our backs. They did a good job in some of that as well. But, we did like what we saw. We were truly efficient in this game. We've been efficient for the most part all year. But we have hit some games where we were over and beyond, and I thought our guys did a great job this week of being over and beyond.
Minnesota, I think 88 yards per game on the ground, they're number 2 in the NFL. Week 7, you guys had some success, 144 yards. Ja had a pretty good game. Just maybe 2-part question. What makes them so good defensively against the run? And then what was it that you guys were able to do a little bit there? Not giving away everything, obviously, but to have some success there, hit some big runs.
Multiplicity in personnel is what they have. They got multiple people that can play different positions on the field. So for some teams that can be critical in IDing how you want to get it done. For us, I thought we did a pretty good job of seeing for the most part. They did give us a hard time in some certain situations, but seeing the IDs and making sure our receivers, our tight ends were on the same page. And then you add the component of, is it pressure? Is it not? Their looks are so similar that it's very, very hard to tell the difference between the two. And because of that, we have to do a good job of making sure where we're running into it or running away from it, of being able to see it. So a lot has to do with, of course, it always has to do with Frank, but also our quarterback and our backs, of just seeing and understanding who's the free guy, what we call the blade runner, who's not the blade runner. And then it'll help us get some of those runs that are 5-6 yard efficient runs, turning in like we did last time, maybe into an explosive. Whereas a lot of other people right now are struggling a lot, with turning those 4-yard runs into bigger runs. To hold a team under 100 yards for a collective of a year just speaks to the type of coaching they have with Coach Flores.
Our AG's talked about, just sometimes asserting your will in matchups. When you put a Christian Mahogany and Dan Skipper out there at tight end instead of capable guys like Brock Wright and Tim Porter, just bigger and meaner, what does that do?
You think they're meaner?
I do.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I want to hear, Sam, make sure Sam heard you say that. Yeah, no doubt.
What do you hope that does to an opponent that sees that personal package come out on the field?
Well, it's a personality that we're putting in, and we think that is our personality, to be quite honest. We're putting it out on the field. You've seen some of the clips where David was back there behind him one time and the big guys came in and he was like, oh, it's big boy ball time. It's big boy ball time. And that mentality is just saying that, we're going to get behind our pads, backs, we're going to lower our shoulder pads, and it's going to be a physical play that we're about to have. But we try to play physical at all times, but it is a personality that runs out there. When those guys run out there, we all feel that sense of strength and power that you're talking about.
The split three, I imagine.
Yeah, this is Russell Wayne right here. This is the Lion Villain Report. That's Scotty Montgomery right there. We're going to talk more about this football game that they're playing tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football and more here on this episode of Lion Villain.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never to sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Lion Villain Report. I am your host. It's your boy, Russell Wayne. In the house, it's Saturday. It's the day before game day. Game night. Game day. We're broadcasting live right now. We're in the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page. Yeah. Thank you to the over 60,000 followers right there that acknowledge the villain. And
Acknowledge me.
I'm going to be here all the way up until 70,000. And thank you. I got my warm bottle of Cavaquier for tomorrow night's game. I'm going to have a couple ladies over at the apartment. And if the Lions win, because they get so excited to go win the NFC North. And what is a Packer? Broadcasting live into the Lion Villain Squad YouTube page. Thank you to those that subscribe to the page, the Huddle Sports Network. Bill the Packer fan, Mike the Bear fan, Robert B, Jeremy B, All those guys over at the Huddle Sports Network, thank you for allowing us to broadcast into your spot. We're the UDFA, the Tom Kennedy of sports podcasting. We're not the best podcast, but we're going to keep on grinding until we are. Grit, it takes more. On the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap.
Took care of that thing for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Pete. This show is brought to you by Detroit Lions swag on NFL shop, baby. Use that code, save up to 25% off from our affiliate marketing partners over there at NFL shop. And if you want to partner with the Villain Squad, you want to be guilty by association, you live in Michigan, you own a business, you like the Lions, you're a Lion fan. That's probably the most important part. And you want to partner with us, our over 150,000 person network, get a hold of Main Event Mike, 810-620-2167. That's 810-620-2167. Find out how you can harness the power of the Villain for your business. Big game. What are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about these guys? Look at that. What a battle that's coming up right here. We're going to get back to Scotty Montgomery. I want to finish out that interview. I like Scotty Montgomery. I think he is a great running backs coach. I think all of our coaches have that special something. I want to say hello to my peeps. I want to say hello to my people.
You like that?
All the people that come in on the live version of this show. But good morning to you, Dwayne.
You like that? To my little friend.
Jeffrey Addison's in the house. Paul Jones in the house. These are my super villains. Dwayne Keene's up in the house. Jamison Williams needs 33 yards to get 1,000. I think that he can do that. And that's even missing 2 games. Jamison Williams has arrived. Dan Campbell, the Gamble Campbell. It's going to be Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year? You think so? Coach of the Year? We could do Coach of the Year. He's going to have to win this game, though. I mean, there's a lot riding on this game. I mean, the NFC North title, the number 1 seed, a bye in the playoffs, home field playoffs, or you get to go play a bunch of road games as a 14-3 team. And then I absolutely think that Coach of the Year is on the line with this game, especially for Kevin O'Connell. And as much as I love Dan Campbell, you were 12-5 last year. Kevin O'Connell deserves to have Coach of the Year. But if Dan the Gamble Campbell wins this game on Sunday, I think that he can steal that title from him. I think Dan Campbell will be the Coach of the Year if the Lions win on Sunday. Even though I think that Kevin O'Connell's done less with more, or more with less. Nobody expected them to do anything. I expected them to be better than a 7-win team, but I didn't expect this. So, I mean, he deserves that credit. This is such a big game. I don't even got any smack talk for these Minnesota Vikings. The best smack talk that I got for the Vikings is the fact that we already won against the Vikings this year already. And it's very hard to sweep teams. But I feel like we match up well against their skills. I think our offense is operating on a higher level now, believe it or not, even without David Montgomery. Honestly, I think that having Jahmyr Gibbs as the feature back actually elevates the offense even more. I mean, I think the offense is clicking even more, running it through Jahmyr Gibbs. You know, you still got the power element with Craig Reynolds and Sione Vaki. But for the most part, you can run the offense through Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, you've already protected your horse by 200 carries before Montgomery went out. He's the freshest running back going into the playoffs. And that Minnesota offense couldn't stop us in the first game. Now, they got Cashman back. So I think that the defense could give the Lions problems. But I think our offense is going to give their defense problems. So, good morning, John.
Say hello to my little friend.
Elise Memes in the house. Jared Goff.
It's my quarterback.
Jared Goff.
It's my quarterback.
Jared Goff.
It's my quarterback.
Jared Goff. What's up, Mo? Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo.
But they are who we thought they were.
Leo says, I have to be honest, tomorrow's game has me on the edge more than any other time. Go Lions. I may be watching the game with my hands over my eyes. Well, that's what happens when you got marbles on the line. I mean, I think it gives both teams an advantage going into the playoffs, regardless of what team they face first. You know, the winner of this game is going to get a bye, and that's awesome for them. And the intensity of this game is going to have a playoff atmosphere without the elimination factor. You're not going to get eliminated if you lose, but you're going to get battle tested. So I'm nervous too. I am nervous, but I think as a fan, we're battle tested too. We've been in games like this before this year and just won them and, you know, outwilled other people. I love the statement that was made that I don't even know who made it, that said that our elite guys have to outwill their best guys. That's what they said about that San Francisco game. You know, the George Kittles and the Brock Purdy's. You know, Fred Warner. Our awesome guys need to outwill their awesome guys. And I think our awesome guys will. I think we're battle tested. I think we can drag them out into the deep water and squeeze that NFC North Championship out of them. John says, hey, I just became a new member and love the Lions content. You speak very fluently. Well, thanks, John.
You like that?
I learned how to talk when I was pretty young. I've been doing it for a while. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, though. Henry Gray, division sweep incoming tomorrow night. What an opportunity that is. To sweep the division.
But they are who we thought they were.
Stop playing with us.
The Lions have been playing every game towards the goal of home field in the playoffs. The Vikings are in their first game. We're way more prepared. Ooh, Paul Jones predicting that we're going to go and spank these guys on Monday or on Sunday. Paul Jones, there you are. It's public. It's official. Wow. Lloyd in the house. What up, though?
You like that?
Scotty Reno.
Say hello to my little friend.
Scotty Reno.
Say hello to my little friend.
Jason's in the house. What's up, buddy?
You like that?
Mo says we playing in the D. And he says, look at our injuries. What is our injuries looking like? That's a good question. I got me an injury report that I can look at. And right now, obviously, you got David Montgomery's out. Now, they did not put him on IR, which is why every week they got to give him a designation, because he's actually still on the roster because they didn't want to put him on IR. But he's been practicing in limited fashions. Emmanuel Mosley, this poor guy, if it's not an injury, he's out with an illness. They got Alex Anzalone is questionable, but I doubt that he's going to play. Because I'd rather have him in the playoffs, even if it's a loss. I'd rather have a healthy Anzalone through the entire playoffs. Now, Khalif Raymond looks like he's going to come back. Khalif Raymond's going to come back. And you could tell that because they sent Tom Kennedy. They released him. I mean, I'm sure they'll get Tom Kennedy back on the practice squad because you can't kill Tom Kennedy. Tom Kennedy will never die. You can't unalive Tom Kennedy. So I know that he'll be back. Nobody else is going to pick him up. He has a special skill set. And he's just been one of them grinders. We appreciate you, Tom Kennedy. You're one of my favorites. You're my undrafted free agent, and I'm an undrafted free agent. That's how I look at grinding. That's how I look at working and trying to get better at this podcasting thing. Henry Gray says this week isn't good for his anxiety. I can feel that. Jay Smooth is feeling fine. He didn't have any anxiety for number one seeds. So he's just been kind of relaxed into that playoff mode. You know you're playing the first week. And he's settled into it, those Green Bay Packers. Gibbs is Sonic. That's right. You got Elise is all nervous. Elise is joining the nervous crowd.
You like that?
I honestly, as good as the Minnesota Vikings are, I just feel we match up really well against them. You know, they got some good skill players, but we got good secondary guys now. These guys are starting to come into their own. If they can find a way to get pressure on Sam Darnold, I think that they can get into something like this. I think the Lions can put a boot to their ass. If they can get Sam Darnold, they get some pressure on this guy. Because I think our secondary guys are going to do fine. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have over 100 yards in receiving to score that 17 points, Paul. Basketball game today. Faith, family, and then football. Good luck with your game, Dwayne. For your boys. You go out there and dominate. You go out there and dominate. We're behind you here at the Villain Squad. Those boys going to take it to a new level. Hit the game winner. Mo's got a Gibbs signed jersey. Like that. I like that. And those 2 interceptions last week. That's where I think that the Lions defense needs to get. Because the last 5 weeks, the Lions offense has been unstoppable. They've been going in and doing what they want. And yeah, I am including that Buffalo game. 42 points. You should win the game. Your defense has got to do better. You score over 40 points. This offense is operating, I mean, without David Montgomery and running the whole offense through Jahmyr Gibbs is actually a better thing. You know, it's more dangerous. Obviously, you don't want to wear players out. But Jahmyr Gibbs he can run in between the tackles. He can go to the outside, receive the ball out of the backfield. I mean, this guy is a total weapon. Dangerous to score anytime he touches football. And you do have some of the power element with Craig Reynolds. Defense wins championships. I don't know about that. I think you need some offense too. Defense can win you a championship. But when you look at the championships that have happened lately, they've been high-scoring affairs. So, offense wins championship too. You need enough defense. The Lions have to play that style this year. As a matter of fact, Mo, the Lions have to play that style. We're going to get out ahead of you. We're going to get that track meet going. We play situational football. If we're playing Lions football, we get out in this little track meet thing. You know, we get out 13-3. Jump out. Boom, 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 boom. And then you just keep that cart ahead of the other team. The defense has been playing bend and then break them. Because when you look at those interceptions, they set them up. Kirby, especially on that second one. I mean, you can see him set him up. And I expect that to continue to happen. Lions like to let you get comfortable in a spot. Now, I'm not saying they let them catch passes over the middle all day. That is not what I'm suggesting. But when you get beat on something in the exact same way a couple of times and it seems like it's going to become a go-to thing, I know that Kirby took that into consideration. You could see it. You can ask Main Event Mike. I called that interception 2 plays before it happened. It was a setup. I could feel the setup. It's like there ain't no way they're going to let that guy, Kittle, or I think it was Pearsall, make that cut over the middle and hit him right over the linebackers under the safety. So I expect that to happen. The Lions, and when you're playing Lions football, the offense is going down, whatever. If it takes 3 downs, 4 downs, I don't care if you got 1 ass cheek and 3 toes. That offense is going to go down there and get touchdowns. And I'm just talking when the Lions are playing Lions football. They're going down. They're using the 4 downs. They're getting touchdowns, holding the other team to field goals, or getting a turnover, or just trying to get out ahead. And that's what I noticed. Well, then you get into the play action, big play type of things where you're stretching the lead out. Because once you have a lead, or you can get a takeaway to extend the lead, Lions don't pull no punches. The Lions want to get out 28-3. Quick. And then you start operating. Then you can put your defense in a plus position, disguising some of them injuries a little bit. Now, that's what you would want the plan to be. But, good teams find a way to wreck your plans, so you need to be able to make adjustments. I mean, you watch that San Francisco game, Brock Purdy had a lot of success in the first half. But they figure it out. Actually, he played well for 3 quarters. And then the defense turns it around, and then they got nothing. That went from Lions playing from behind to Lions playing from way ahead, finishing the game out real quick. They set the turnovers up. San Francisco went to the well one too many times, and then they even tried to go back there again. That's one thing I don't like the way that the Lions defense is giving up stuff right away. I don't like that. But I do like the way that they figure a way out by the end of the game. And Jimmy says, who's going to stop the Jettas? The Jettas? The Jetas? Is that some clever nickname you came up with, or is that something that's out there? The Jetas? Is that the Justin Jefferson crew right there? I think the Lions match up well. I mean, they got Naylor, they got Addison, they got Justin Jefferson. And, we got Brian Branch slotting it up. We got Iffy Malafanu, Kirby Joseph in the back. Terrion Arnold's been playing well. I mean, you got a guy, our defense expects our cornerbacks to go out there and play man 75% of the time. Amik's been good on the outside. I'm telling you, I'm realistic to where if things aren't the way they need to be, I don't mind calling it out, because to me, it would be on the other side of that. No one stops Jefferson, and you're right. Jimmy, let me lay some fact down on you. Justin Jefferson has averaged 189 yards per game in the last 4 losses against the Lions. I think the Lions realize that no one stops Jefferson. And they treat Jefferson like anyone else, and Jefferson does go off. But the other guys don't do anything. Jefferson goes off, but the Lions win the game. Jefferson can go off. I don't care. Jefferson can have 189 yards in the loss. You're right. No one stops Jefferson. Good morning to everyone. Faith Family Football, UDFA. It takes more grit. We're the UDFA. We're trying to get better at this. The final review for us before the biggest regular season game in the history of the NFL. I love it. I love it. It's Saturday morning live on the Lion Villain Report, brought to you by NFL Shop. You can use code SAVE up to 25% off of your order right there. I mean, I feel good about this game. I'm sorry, guys. I keep on letting the trolls in here, but when they just put stuff on there, Aaron Jones scored a touchdown in the first game, bro. In that loss, they had Aaron Jones. We've already played the Vikings. And it's like, I got no smack talk about the Vikings. I respect the Vikings. But Aaron Jones did play in that game, and he actually had a good game. Aaron Jones had 93 yards and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson had 81 yards and a touchdown. But with the way that the Lions have to play defense, they had there was one stat in that last game that told the story, which is the one interception. The turnover proved to be the difference. The team that makes the least amount of mistakes, the defense that can get the turnover that turns into touchdowns is going to win this game. Is anyone looking at the fact that we likely going to play the Vikings in the divisional round 2? It's true. It's very likely that, well, I wouldn't say necessarily that it's a likely that we're going to play the Vikings, but to play the Vikings or the Packers, I mean, that's very likely that one of those two is going to be played in the divisional round or even in the NFC Championship. Corey says that Jefferson goes off in a losing effort. We have a plethora of players that can go off that can accommodate for Jefferson going off. And I don't know who the we is. And you don't have to be sorry. It's okay. It's okay. I've stuck my foot in my mouth before. It's all right. But this is a good matchup. But I do believe that the Lions they have good matchups. We have good cover guys on the back end. I just want to make sure. Of course, you want to see them make those adjustments. I want to make those adjustments. Hey, Jimmy, I am talking about the game. I'm talking about what could happen in the game and how the Lions could win. Yes, we are Lions fans on here, Jimmy. So we're going to talk about what it's going to take for our Lions to win. I don't talk about my team losing. I mean, you root for the Packers. Do you talk about how your team's going to lose and all the ways that you can lose? No. You talk about how you got a third Hall of Fame quarterback and that nobody knows about how great the Packers are. So the Lions have that going on too. The Lions aren't in this negative light that you think that they're in. When I look at this game, I look at the Vikings having to answer the questions. How are you going to stop the Lions' offense? That's that to me. That is a bigger question than how are you going to stop Minnesota's offense. Sure, the Lions' defense is suspect, but it's been suspect. They've been winning games by outscoring teams, and they've been doing it. So when you score 40 to 50 points a game, that throws the defenses out. So your defense goes from, oh, I need to be an all-star defense. If you think you're going to stop my offense, that's probably not going to happen. I can say that because they've been scoring 40 points a game on everybody. The greatest defense, 30 points a game at least. They got 30 against Minnesota. And I bring up the fact that the Lions won the last game because the way that they won the last game. Because when people throw defensive stuff up against the wall in this matchup against me, oh, the Minnesota Vikings are the number one pass defense. It doesn't matter against us. In our matchup, we've seen our matchup. We create problems for defenses. We have spacing with Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown into the running game, into one of the best offensive lines in the NFL that make the plays happen. And then here's a defense that's based off of blitzing and surprising people. Well, here's the problem with a team that blitzes all the time. Is if your offensive linemen pick up the blitz, there's wide open holes that Jared Goff knows exactly where to go with. And this isn't speculation. This isn't me being a homer for my team. Oh, yeah, you're just talking about. No, this is just facts. These are facts. Facts. Teams cannot stop the Lions on offense. Lions score whenever they feel like it. 40, 34 against the Bears in a going away game. 42 against the Bills, 34 against the Pack, 23 against the Bears, 24 against the Colts, but they were up in that whole game at 6. They weren't trying to run the score up. They were dominating on defense in that one. 52 against the Jaguars. 52 against the Titans. 31 against the Vikings. Against the Vikings. And it's like there are some different moving parts in this game. I mean, I am curious, right? I mean, they did not play well defensively against us, but they didn't have their star linebacker, Cashman. So I'm curious to see how much of a difference that makes. We didn't have JMO operating at the level that he is right now. So when I'm looking at the matchups, I like the matchups. Now we did have Carlton Davis, Aleem McNeil. I mean, we had a lot. We do have some injuries on defense. There's no question. But I feel very good about who we are offensively right now. And it has a lot more to do with the offensive line right now. So, how are you feeling? I mean, if you got some questions about this game, throw them in there. If you got a question, I think that this is set up just to be a heavyweight championship type of fight. I got nothing bad to say about Minnesota. This is a solid, well-coached team. That I mean, you're looking at you're looking at the coach of the year right there. I don't know which one of them it's going to be. Honestly, even if the Lions win, I think O'Connell should get coach of the year. Dan Campbell don't need that stuff. If Dan Campbell was going to get coach of the year, I think that he got robbed last year. Because when you go from 3-13 to winning your division for the first time in history to 12-5, but what are you going to do about it? But this year, you know, Minnesota being left for dead, and O'Connell having your first round draft pick go down, one of your players dying. That's crazy to overcome that. Now the Lions have overcame some stuff too, but it's like O'Connell, if he gets coach of the year, he deserves it. Now, if you agree with me, just hit Y for yes, N for no. But I got nothing but respect for a team that can win 14 games. I'm not gonna be in here trolling. I'm not gonna be in here trolling. That's weak. I mean, I've been told in here too, you know, that Lion fans don't know how to handle winning. And I see more evidence that Green Bay fans don't know how to win more than Lion fans don't. We're in here having an objective conversation about the game. And, you know, I got nothing but respect for the Green Bay Packers, but we swept them. Dan Campbell owns Matt LaFleur. I mean, he's in his head. You can tell. MCDC's in LaFleur's head. He can't quite figure it out. And now the team's better. So, but, you know, now Minnesota is right there knocking at the door. Now Minnesota's knocking right at that door. I think that when you're looking at a young team with ascending players, you know, you got elite players on your team, Minnesota, like Justin Jefferson. I think TJ Hawkinson is elite. And you got some good wide receivers in there too. I like Addison. I think Naylor's good. And the Lions have that too. You know, I think Gibbs is elite. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is elite. Jamison Williams is elite. Laporta is elite. And I look at the Green Bay Packers, and they got 3 good wide receivers, but none of them are elite. Josh Jacobs, I think he's elite. You got an elite running back. I think Jordan Love is good. He's a good quarterback, not elite yet. I haven't given up on Jordan Love yet, but he's dangerous. He's dangerous, but he's dangerous for and against his team. So, I like where the Lions are at right now. Win or lose. This is actually a good game for Packer or Viking fans and Lion fans. This is a good game because you get playoff tested in a game where you're not going to get eliminated. Iron sharpens iron, and there is not going to be a better iron sharpens iron game than Sunday Night Football. Because both teams are going to get experience. They're going to get that metal tested. And the loser is going to have to do things the hard way. I'll say this, that the loser will most definitely go out on the road and get a road victory. No matter who wins the game. If Minnesota loses the game, I believe they're going to go out on the road against Philly or whoever they're going to face in the first round, and they'll get a victory. Because this game, this will be battle tested. They'll be battle tested. I love this matchup because I actually don't mind the Vikings. A lot of people think that whoever wins this game would have a very good chance at representing the NFC in a Super Bowl. And the Lions have never won a Super Bowl. That's why I don't think that Lion fans are all that arrogant about this. I don't think that looking at my team and saying, wow, this is the best chance at a Super Bowl that I've seen in my lifetime. I don't think that's being arrogant. I think being arrogant is telling me that my team is going to be bad because it has a history of being bad, and your team is good just because you have a history of being good, even though it's not the recent history. You don't like the recent history because the recent history is that the Lions own the Vikings, the Lions own the Packers, and the Lions own the Bears. That's the recent history. And that's not fact, or that's not me homering out or making predictions about anything. It's just what happened. And when you say you have 4 Lombardis or you have 1 Lombardi from 1985, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. You're bragging about the past. I'm not bragging about the past. I'm just bringing up that Dan Campbell has turned this franchise around. Because when we used to play the Vikings and when we used to play the Packers with Aaron Rodgers there, we would get our ass kicked every year. And now it's not like that anymore. Now I believe that the Lions team is so good that when a team does beat us, I can just say, man, that's a pretty good Buffalo Bill team. That Buffalo team, they beat us. Josh Allen looks like an alien out there. Jimmy, you're in the why are you back? Why are you going after all the people in the chat, Jimmy? You know, I want to keep people off of this Green Bay Packer talk right here. We're talking about this Lions and Vikings game. And you're in here talking about winning 12 games and how many times we've done that. We swept you. We swept you. How many times have we won 12 games? We've only done it once. One time with Barry Sanders on the team. And congratulations for making the playoffs. Well, Jimmy, you're on a Lions show. They've been attacking you. Because you're in here trashing the Lions. That's why this is a Lions-based show. I respect having other fan bases in here. But I also like having objective conversations that are rooted in reality, that are rooted in the strongest division in football. More wins within this division than any division in the history of football. Now, if you want to argue that your team's better or my team's better, that's fine. But let's be honest. Let's really power rank this. Like, let's throw all the trash talking to the side for a minute. Vikings, Lions, Packers. You could make an argument that all 3 of those teams are in the top 5 power rankings in the entire NFL. So, if you want to say that you're at 2 and we're at 5, okay. 5 can beat 2. 2 can beat 5. The Lions have made the tournament. The Packers have made the tournament. The Vikings have made the tournament. So that means all three of those teams have a real shot at going to the Super Bowl and winning a Lombardi trophy. All three of those teams have a legitimate shot at it. And I don't think there's any excuse in a way that would disqualify any of these teams. When the Packers are playing Packer football, they're running the ball good with Josh Jacobs. They got the play action running with Jordan Love, Christian Watson running all the deep stuff, and they're playing defense. They're creating turnovers. The Packers are hard out. It's going to be hard to beat that team in playoffs. When the Vikings got that whole thing going on, they got an attacking defense that is lights out. They can put you away. They can get you behind the 8 ball quickly. And then the Lions, you say you're the youngest team in the NFL. It's not, you act like that you're that much younger than the Lions. The Lions have a very young team. Our best players are all pro players. Most of our best players are under the age of 25. Gibbs, Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Penei Sewell. On defense, Jack Campbell, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Terrion Arnold, Meek Robertson. Like, all these guys are under 25. So it's you being a young team, you got 12 wins with your young team. We got 14 wins with our young team. And the difference between our records is the 2 losses that we gave you. Let that sink in. So, there is no superiority team in the NFC North right now. I think that all 3 of the teams have a legitimate chance to win the Super Bowl. I didn't mention Montgomery, Jimmy. I'm choosing to name young players. Goff's been to a Super Bowl. Goff's been to a couple NFC championship games too. The team's experienced for being such a young team. You've been watching the Lion Villain Report. The final preview for the Lions versus the Vikings. 14-2 against 14-2 to see who's the best in the division. To see who's going to get the 1 seed and a bye. Home field playoff. Home field throughout the playoffs. Who's going to win Coach of the Year? All of those things are going to get decided Sunday night. The Lions might be getting Khalif Raymond back. Looks like they are going to get Khalif Raymond back. Be sure to follow the page. Lion Villain Report. Lion Villain Squad. Lion Main Event Football Show. You can check out Main Event Mike every Monday night, 7 p.m. Yeah, and follow Main Event Mike on his football show. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on X. We're broadcasting live into the Detroit Lions News Podcast Facebook page. That's Joe Chap. He's hooking it up with great content out there. We are the UDFA of sports podcasting. We're out here grinding. Be sure to like, share, comment on whatever platform that you're watching on right now. This episode of Lion Villain Report brought to you by NFL Shop. You can use that QR code, use the link, save up to 25% off from our affiliate marketing partners at NFL Shop. Oh. Faith, family, and then football in that order. That's why we don't mind the trolling people. I love you, Jimmy. I wish nothing but the best for you in life. I hope that you reach all of your goals. I hope that you make lots of money at all of your endeavors. I hope that you support your family. It's faith, family, and then football in that order. We use football. We don't let football use us. Not for the enemy, anyway. At the end of the day, we all want that Lombardi trophy. We hope that this is the year. Because it's a brand new day. You can't predetermine these things. But as a Lion fan, this is the best shot that you've had. And hopefully you do take the shot and it does work out. If Christopher Walken were here, he'd say, the Lion Villain Report is one of my favorite shows about football. It's football talk. Russell Wayne in the mornings, 10 a.m. You should watch it. It could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, well, that's going to conclude my show right here. I'm done talking trash. I've done all of the build up that I can possibly do. I'm in my feelings inside. I'm in my feelings on this. I want to win the NFC North twice in a row, but I can't believe that the Lions are sitting at 14 wins and don't have it wrapped up. Those damn Vikings won't go away. But we're going to find out. We have to do it ourselves. And we're ready to do that. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today on the Lion Villain Report. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. Amen. No more injuries. We don't want any of that stuff for tomorrow. Leave it up there. Protect our players, Lord, in Jesus' name. So I'm concluding it. I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you. Peace out.
Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, candles open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we winning it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity.